This is video 16 of Positive Mental Attitude, The Science of Success by Napoleon Hill. If you would like to purchase the ebook on Amazon, please click on the link at the top of the description below. The presidency is to some extent like any new job. A man may come into a new job in an industry and be doomed from the first because the other employees take a dislike to him. When that condition arises, he might as well get out. On the other hand, men may come in with such hearty approval of the other employees that they become more efficient men as a result of that support. We have never known a man to become President of the United States without immediately becoming a bigger and wiser man. The job lifts the man up. And so it was in the case of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Through his efforts, the nation as a whole was influenced to discard its fears and to believe in and work toward recovery. This entailed an absolute reversal in the thinking of the entire country and the tide of events. It required tremendous power. And this power Roosevelt generated by creating the dedicated alliance of the mastermind groups enumerated above. Andrew Carnegie's mastermind. Here's another illustration of the mastermind principle in operation. Mr. Carnegie did not know the details of making, distributing, and selling steel, and did not pretend to, but he had in his organization men who, together, knew all that was known at their time about these things. When Mr. Carnegie first entered the steel business, steel was selling at $140 a ton, which made it prohibitive for a great many uses. He was determined to reduce the price, and he did. As a result of the combined knowledge of some 20 men directing and controlling his mills and enterprises, he whittled the price of steel down to around $20 per ton. This made steel an everyday commodity instead of a luxury. Mr. Carnegie truly was the father of the steel age, which was destined to change the appearance of every city of importance and to affect the daily lives of men and women in many ways. Mr. Carnegie was one of the ablest men in history in the use of the mastermind principle. His achievement and fortune were due to wise use of the knowledge of the men he had with him. This is what he said about his relations with them. My job is to keep these men working together in a spirit of perfect harmony. It is extremely difficult to get even two people to agree on anything for 5 minutes. And you know this is only too true. Here is one of the stories Mr. Carnegie told about his mastermind alliance. It shows the vital importance of the element of harmony, which has previously been pointed out in our consideration of the major points of the mastermind principle. Mr. Carnegie decided he wanted the best trained man he could find for his chief chemist, so he sent a scout to comb the world to find him. The scout finally found the one he thought would be satisfactory. He was in the great Krupp steelworks in Germany. Carnegie entered into a contract with him on a 5-year basis, but before the end of the first year, he had to release him. The reason? He was temperamental. He could not work in harmony with the rest of the mastermind alliance. He kept the other members of the alliance in an upheaval all the time. Mr. Carnegie soon realized that it would be fatal to keep such a man on his payroll, so he paid him and sent him home. Mr. Carnegie said that one man with a negative mental attitude turned loose in a factory of 1,000 people could discolor the minds of the rest of them without saying a word. That statement, from so astute a judge of human character as Andrew Carnegie, is worthy of our examination. Think about it. There is a reason why one man with a negative attitude can influence 1,000 others in an organization without ever saying a word. There is a way in which his mind reaches the minds of other men. It is the medium of telepathy, which was pointed out in connection with the principle of definiteness of purchase and in the discussion of the mastermind principle. Your mind is constantly in tune with every other mind within its range. Some minds have a much longer range than others, and you are constantly picking up the thoughts of other people and often mistaking them for your own thoughts. That is why you cannot afford to remain in a negative atmosphere unless you have a technique for protecting your mind from negative broadcasts. Here is a suggestion for immunizing yourself against such negative persons, even though they may live in the same house. If you will practice this technique until you can demonstrate it at will, these negative people might just as well be far away from you, because they will have no influence on you. Practice pulling down your mental curtains to shut out negative influences. For example, let us say that you are leaving home to perform an important job. You will find it advisable to concentrate on the purpose of your errand and to dissociate your thinking from all other influences which surround you. This protective shell is necessary to preserve the delicate sensitivity to infinite intelligence which you should be developing, and upon which you will call many times. Guard against the stray negative thoughts of the masses of humanity, and build your own enthusiastic and positive mental attitude. Condition your mind in the same way when you sit down to write the answers to the questionnaire. Have your mind continually open for the reception of infinite intelligence. By now you must have reached the conclusion that a mastermind alliance actually becomes a part of your own mind. It is as though you had extra sharp ears or eyes, or some other faculty which supplements and adds to your regular senses. A group of men thinking alike and working together in harmony, without jealousy, practically create one mind that is available to every individual within that alliance. You can see why it is important to have harmony. The moment any lack of harmony creeps into the mind, it breaks the circuit and destroys the mastermind. In concluding this division dealing with Mr. Carnegie's mastermind group, we want to point out that each one of these privileged men became wealthy in the goods of this world and in spiritual values as well. It was primarily a business alliance, so material values were, of course, uppermost in their consideration. Here is another point. Every one of the men in that alliance earned the right of membership by going the extra mile and by demonstrating that he had definiteness of purpose. Mr. Carnegie's policy was to allow every man the opportunity of setting his own pace and displaying his own initiative. He kept the door open so that any man who showed exceptional ability, plus the willingness to render more and better service than that for which he was immediately paid, could rely on being rewarded according to his efforts. Mr. Carnegie said that on one occasion, while at first his definite major purpose in life was to make money, he soon changed his purpose to making men. The fact that this objective was fully realized is on record for all who would read it. The mastermind that now benefits you. The mastermind alliance that made possible the unified presentation of this philosophy is a perfect example of this principle in operation. It consisted of the collaboration of some 500 top-ranking men of America who worked with me over a period of years in a spirit of perfect harmony for organizing this great philosophy of human freedom and American achievement. It would have been impossible for one man, no matter how gifted, to give the world this philosophy during one natural lifetime had he lacked such an alliance. This completes the video. If you would like to purchase the ebook on Amazon, please click on the link at the top of the description below.